Azure is unbalanced, so these are what changes I would make to them. Like I said in my last video, Azure's seeker bulbs are way too overtuned and he lacks a reliable ESP, which is just a fancy word for highlighting survivors. As we know that Azure only highlights survivors using his Atropa passive, which is only triggered by a survivor being attacked by your traps. It can easily be countered by any survivor who doesn't trigger it while not being in chase, which if there aren't many alive players on a large map, can potentially make Azure struggle with finding hidden survivors. Another problem falls on how busted Azure's seeker bulbs are, which I will now tell you how I would balance Azure. I would start with nerfing the seeker bulb ability, where I would nerf the damage amount to 2 per hit instead of the current 4, which would still hold its place as a great ability, but balance it out a little. I would then rework his highlights, which would make it so his plants highlight survivors to Azure unconditionally of whether the traps were triggered or not. This would make his survivor finding system much better in my opinion. If not this, another thing that could be done is him receiving a new ability dedicated to highlights, similarly to Sixer where Azure is stopped in place. This ability would be called something like Bloom Seer and work similarly to Sixer's Blood Rush or John Doe's Error 404. This ability would only grant Azure the ability to see all survivors, but this ability would only be able to be used at a cost of some of Azure's oblation, similarly to 2x Prey ability, where Azure uses some of his oblation to highlight all survivors. This would lock the Golem ability at the cost of sacrificing some of your oblation to find survivors, which you will be able to re-earn your oblation to either highlight survivors again or summon a Golem. Another small minor buff I would do is the Grab ability have a larger hitbox. Now remember, these are just my opinions, and I personally think this would perfectly balance out how Azure is. That's all I got. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you again. Peace.